Good morning. Today is the 12th of April. Seems like this month's going pretty quick. Anyways, we are looking at, like we're running perfect today. I mean, we're right at, still running at 725 kilowatts. Pond level's a little higher than we'd like, but it's not bad. It's 1700.31, so it's not terrible. We're running at 1699.5 is where we normally are, so we're about 6 inches over. Heavy flows in the river yet. We're still at flood stage. The ice is melting off the lakes. I saw a post that one of the lakes downstream lost the ice yesterday. So that happens, when the water's warm enough. And we've got two large lakes that feed this plant plus several smaller lakes. So it's going to be a while before we see a big slowdown in the water. Probably, I'm going to guess it's going to be a couple weeks, maybe a week and a half. Yesterday, you saw that I posted the furnace pictures, and boy, those poor people. That furnace I installed myself a year ago. And that's exactly what I thought. Oh boy. But the water came up, got onto the circuit board, into the ECM motor on the blower motor. It's kind of complicated, but it's a DC motor. That's junk. Those are $450. The wiring harness still had water dripping out of it, so you could run your hand down and pull the water out of the wire. So that's shot. There's nothing I can do with that. I'd have to change that. The insulation inside, at least the squirrel cage, has to be all removed and changed because that will mold. The wiring harness, you got two transformers that are bad, circuit board, the ECM motor, so and then the labor on top of that. It is as cheap, probably a little cheaper, to go ahead and just put in a new furnace. Unfortunately for them, I could do that fairly quickly. 3-4 hours. Just change the whole furnace. It's not an ideal situation. It's not what we want to do, but sometimes when it comes down to it, that's all you can do. We can use most of the ductwork that's there. The return, the supplies. The gas line's all there, the electric lines are there, the thermostat's there, so it's really, there's nothing to change or to move. It's all right there. We just got to connect it. The unfortunate part of that whole deal is it's just time consuming. It's gonna have to just be done. We could go ahead and order all the individual stuff, but that would probably take a couple days to put together. A couple days of labor on top of the parts. You're still looking about the same costs. And then you got an old furnace. You didn't gain anything. The water heater also, because the way water heaters are now designed, with the extra insulation in it, the water and the moisture gets in the fiberglass insulation, and it holds there. It takes a long time for it to dry out, and it will mold. So the water heater is also bad. I did check the pressure switch for the well pump, which was right around the corner. Remarkably, that's okay. It was underwater, except the power was not on at that time to it, or it wasn't running. So probably clean the contacts on that, and it'll be just fine. I had thought, well, maybe we have to change that, but we don't. So, which is a good thing. We don't want to do any more problems than they already have. I am going to suggest that they go ahead and bust up some concrete and put some true pits in for some pumps. Put two, one on each side of the building, and I think they figured that out, that that's the way to go. And that will save them headaches and heartaches down the road. So unfortunate for them, that's what happened. I did service the other boiler. Checked everything out for the guys. A brand new. It's a new to them house that they had purchased. A lot of questions that had to be answered for them. It's going to be an Airbnb, like most houses end up here. Are Airbnbs. But it'll be alright. It is what it is. We're going to today. We're going to go to where we installed the Navion boiler. Do a little bit more work underneath. Do some installation, shortening up lines, changing stuff. So we're going to do that today. I'm going to take both my grandsons, Michael and Lee. And Michael is still in school. He's a little bit older than Lee, but he's still in school. And he is a senior this year. He had one class and he didn't pass last year, so back he went. So they're on spring break. So he's gonna work with me today. It shouldn't take us very long. We should be able to boom, 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 in and out. It's gonna be cut here, cut there, go, boom. We're gonna put straps on everything, pull everything up, zap it up into place, walk away. And that's the idea at this point. Even if we just get 99.9% of it insulated, we'll be fantastic. I did buy some SharkBite 90s so that we could put those together to shorten things up. May not use them. May use them. I don't know. We'll look and see. Just depends on how much extra line that Donna and Lee left underneath there, because they were working at it together. If there's too much line, then yeah, obviously we'll cut it, change it, put the 90s on it, and or even a straight connector. If it's just going to be quicker, go snip, boom. We can do that. Which means once we do that, we'll have to purge the system or purge that loop. We will shut it down when we get there, but it's not. That's fairly easy to do. Then working on an estimate for a guy who lost his electrical entrance. The new national code for electrical entrance says it has to have a disconnect outside by the meter. There's a couple different options that we can do. You can buy a meter box. It has the meter and it has several breakers, and it's 200 amps, so you can plug in right there. Another one is to add a box, put your meter base in, come over to the disconnect, which is a separate box, and you can do it that way also. It's basically up to you. Either way, it's going to cost about the same amount of money time to get it all done. If you can find the right configurations. The problem I have here is we don't have a whole lot of room on the wall. So, something that's 3 foot long, it's not going to work there. It's going to be too, and the snow builds up on that side. So, why it came down. So I've got to do some checking on the masts, see what anchoring I have to do for the mast and what the height is of the mast, blah blah blah, this, that, and the other. The pole is still there. The mast pole is still there. It broke at the top of the meter pan itself, and there's a fitting that goes on there that you seal down to the meter base to hold the pole or to secure the pole connector. So I have to. It flopped over forward. It wasn't even 10 foot tall. It just flopped over forward, and it didn't bend the pole, so the pole's good. The weatherhead's good. We'll have to change some clamps, some anchors and whatnot like that. But I think we're going to be okay. Then we'll mount the new meter base and put a disconnect in, and then we gives us enough room for the wire, the existing wire. That's the other problem. The existing wire comes out and runs along the outside of the house, so we don't want to change that. We want to use that if we can. The wires going up to the post, when it fell over, have bent, so I'm assuming they're going to be cracked and no good. And if I'm going to change the mast, I'm going to change that too. So, and if I don't have to, but I guess I'm going to just go ahead and change the meter base because it was pulled out and it's going to be bent. It's going to be bad. So we'll just do it. Might as well. I mean, I've got to put the disconnect in regardless, because now it's got to be updated because we got to put a new entrance in. So I guess it doesn't really matter. So I got to talk to that guy today, give him an idea of what we're looking at, and again, that's not going to be it's not an inexpensive operation. It's going to be at least $1,800, maybe $2,000, depending on what we end up with. I can't do anything about pricing, I just can't. The only thing I can control is that I make sure that I make money, which is an unfortunate thing, but that's, if I wasn't making money, why would I be doing this? And that's really where we're at. So, we've got at least, $500-600 worth of components to buy, let alone the wire that's about $5 a foot now, and that's times 3. And then, you got some conduits got to go between the box, so you got connectors there. You've got, we'll have to put add some wire in there, and from one to the other. So basically, we're going to go check everything out, see what's going to go on. Probably do that before I go over to Eric's and do the boiler. Simply because I don't want, if I'm going to get dirty, I want to go home and clean. So and I want to be able to tell this guy something. The guy with that we were working on the house with the whole heating system, all new ducts, the whole nine yards. He kind of got a little sticker shock. I had told him that I thought it was less than what I had originally in my mind thought it was going to be. Apparently, he doesn't really have a clear and precise understanding of what it costs to do that. He thought the whole job should take about $3,000. The whole job would take about $8,000. So he was slightly off. You hear the chicks chirping away. they've been fed, they've been watered. The other girls are out. Let's just kind of take a gander here. 50 degrees this morning. There's the young ones. Everybody is doing fine. Get some lights shut off here. Head outside. Got to go to the post office today and check and see if my parts came in for the tractor tires. I'm hoping they did. I'd like to get that project up and done, or at least started. That way we can just be done with it. Little muddy out here. I'm walking down towards the tail race this morning. The snowpack that was behind us is completely melted away, so that still hasn't had a chance to dry out yet. But you can see where the tail race is doing well, still running fine. Tomorrow we're supposed to be highs in the upper 70s, so I need to hang out around town a little bit more, because everybody seems to be going to be darting away tomorrow morning. So I need to at least be in the area tomorrow, just in case. So what I'll probably do is my dam safety inspection tomorrow morning. It takes a couple hours to do that. It's not a huge thing. You take pictures of everything basically. The more pictures you take, the more they like it, because you can just say, well, here's this, here's that, here's this. And you basically say, well, it didn't change, or it has changed, and this is, or it's worse, or whatever. And most of this doesn't change a whole lot, because it's just, especially in the wintertime, it was full snow. So we still look for. What are you doing in there? We still look for sinkholes and spots that, even though the snow's on, the snowpack's still on, you just do the best you can. And obviously, if you got a spot where the snow is gone, you can see the ground. Or if it's in the middle of the snow pile and there's a hole, you better be investigating it, see what it is. This is lots better than last time we were out here. Let me get you over a little bit more this way. Kind of see snowpack. The rocks are starting to show better. And there's the waterfall. In the river, I'm still looking for my board. It was upstream, and I could see it. That came off the flashboard. That came off. Is what I'm talking about. But you could see that where it had came off, and we're stuck in the river. Well, that was before the flood started, so not sure where we're going to find it now. This snowpack is still a little bit thick. We're on the back side And the meter, that's the meter sitting right there. Our interconnections are all back here in this back panel. We go back underground, send the power up to the grid. Exit out here, and it ties in to the grid at 9,500 feet from this point. Long run. Still have some ice down here. There's some ice down there, yeah. This is running really well. Careful on this ice. Yeah. You can get up this way a little bit. We're slowly making our way out here. Got a good look upstream there. You see the elevation difference. The stream is over that side to here. We're shooting out through. Alright, well, that's where we're going to cut it off today. It's getting kind of long and long-winded, so we'll shut her down. It's a rough place to work, but somebody has to do it. Alright, well, you guys have a good day. Take care of yourselves, those around you. Really, that's all we got. Talk to you later.